Hello, I'm Hope Logan. I'm an actor on Bold and the Beautiful, and many people really love both me and our Bold and the Beautiful drama. So I've come here to share updates about my beloved Bold and the Beautiful. Everyone, please subscribe and support me. If you do, I will keep coming every day with new updates for you. The future of Hope Logan Spencer and Liam Spencer's marriage may be heading toward dangerous territory, and the warning signs are already beginning to emerge on the horizon. What once seemed like a bold and exciting new chapter for Hope could soon unravel into something far more complicated, proving once again that in a world filled with family loyalties, business rivalries, and emotional betrayals, even the strongest relationships can be pushed to their breaking point. As new opportunities open before Hope, hidden consequences are quietly gathering behind the scenes, threatening not only her career, but also the very foundation of the life she has built with Liam. Sometimes the choices that promise freedom and success come with a price far greater than anyone anticipates. And for Hope, that price may be deeply personal. The chain of events that led to this moment can be traced back to one person in particular, Liam himself. It was Liam who encouraged Hope to walk away from Forrester Creations when the circumstances there became too painful and complicated. Believing he was helping his wife find a fresh start, Liam urged her to leave the fashion house behind and embrace a new future elsewhere. He supported her every step of the way and played a major role in convincing her to join forces with Logan. In fact, it was Liam who pushed Hope toward creating an entirely new fashion line for Katie Logan Spencer, helping pave the road that ultimately led her away from everything she had known. At the time, his advice seemed loving, supportive, and practical, but what appeared to be a fresh beginning may soon become the source of devastating regret. On the surface, Hope's new venture has all the potential to become a tremendous success. Her debut collection could exceed expectations and establish her as a major force in the fashion world once again. The excitement of building something new, proving herself independently, and stepping into a new professional identity may initially feel empowering. Yet, even if her business thrives beyond her wildest dreams, the emotional cost could prove impossible to ignore. Success has a way of feeling hollow when it comes at the expense of the people who matter most, and that reality may soon hit Hope harder than she ever imagined. While the fashion world celebrates her achievements, a painful fracture may be widening within her own family. At the center of that growing heartbreak stands Brooke Logan Forrester. When Brooke finally learns the full extent of what Hope has done and realizes just how deeply her daughter has betrayed her trust, the fallout could be explosive. Brooke's disappointment may cut deeper than any criticism Hope has ever faced, and the bond they have shared for so many years could suddenly find itself hanging by a thread. The emotional wound may become so severe that Brooke turns against Hope in a way neither of them ever thought possible. What begins as anger could evolve into distance, and what begins as disappointment could transform into complete estrangement. If Brooke chooses to cut off communication entirely, Hope will be forced to face a heartbreaking reality she never expected. As the weeks pass and the tension between mother and daughter continues to grow, the emotional burden on Hope could become overwhelming. Every unanswered phone call, every painful silence, and every reminder of what has been lost would weigh heavily on her heart. The strain of knowing that her mother no longer stands proudly beside her could slowly erode the happiness she hoped this new chapter would bring. Instead of celebrating her accomplishments, Hope may find herself consumed by guilt, sadness, and regret. The longer the conflict drags on, the harder it will become for her to separate her professional victories from her personal losses. In quiet moments, she may begin questioning every decision that led her here, and that is where Liam's role in all of this becomes increasingly dangerous. As Hope struggles with the collapse of her relationship with Brooke, she may start looking for someone to blame. The person who once seemed like her strongest supporter could suddenly become the easiest target for her frustration. After all, It was Liam who encouraged her to leave Forrester Creations behind. It was Liam who convinced her that moving forward was the best option. As emotions intensify and the pain deepens, Hope may begin wondering what would have happened if she had ignored his advice and chosen a different path. Those questions could slowly transform into resentment, creating cracks in their marriage that neither of them anticipated. In her darkest moments, Hope may replay the past over and over again in her mind. She could imagine an alternate future where she remained patient and stayed at Forrester Creations just a little longer. In that version of events, she might now be preparing for the relaunch of Hope for the Future, with Brooke proudly supporting her every step of the way. Instead of standing divided from her mother, she would have her strongest ally firmly in her corner. The contrast between what is and what could have been may become increasingly painful. As those thoughts take root, Liam may find himself carrying the blame for a future that never happened, but continues to haunt Hope nonetheless. The most painful moments may arrive when Hope comes face to face with the disappointment in Brooke's eyes. There is something uniquely devastating about seeing heartbreak reflected in the expression of someone you love, especially when you know you played a role in causing it. Every look of sadness, every sign of betrayal, and every indication that Brooke feels let down by her daughter could strike Hope like an emotional storm. Those feelings may become too heavy to carry alone. Instead of processing the pain in healthy ways, Hope could begin directing her frustration toward Liam, unleashing the emotions she cannot bring herself to express elsewhere. What starts as occasional tension could gradually escalate into serious marital conflict. As if the growing rift with Brooke were not enough, another challenge may soon emerge from an all-too-familiar source. Steffi Forrester Finnegan is unlikely to remain silent about Hope's dramatic career move. Hope's decision to join Logan and distance herself from Forrester Creations could infuriate Steffi, reigniting old rivalries and opening the door to fresh conflict. The tension between the two women has shaped countless chapters of their lives, and this latest development could easily add another layer of hostility to their already complicated history. Every disagreement has the potential to create ripple effects that extend far beyond the workplace. Before long, those tensions could begin spilling into family relationships as well. That possibility becomes even more concerning when considering the delicate balance of their blended family. Existing tensions could intensify, creating uncomfortable situations and emotional divisions that affect everyone involved. As conflicts grow and loyalties are tested, Liam may once again find himself trapped in the middle, struggling to keep the peace between the people he loves. The pressure of navigating those complicated dynamics could place enormous strain on his marriage to Hope. Every new argument, every misunderstanding, and every family conflict would add another layer of stress to a relationship already struggling under the weight of Brooke's rejection. What once felt stable and secure could suddenly feel frighteningly fragile. As the dust settles around Hope's shocking fashion house switch, the consequences are only beginning to reveal themselves. New opportunities may bring success, but they may also unleash emotional storms that no one is prepared to face. Brooke's heartbreak, Hope's growing regret, Liam's unintended role in the chaos, and Steffi's inevitable outrage all threaten to collide in ways that could reshape multiple lives. The future remains uncertain, but one thing is becoming increasingly clear. The decision to leave one fashion house for another is about far more than business. It is a choice that may test family bonds, challenge personal loyalties, and place a marriage under extraordinary pressure. And as this dramatic chapter continues to unfold, Hope and Liam may discover that surviving the consequences of this decision will be far more difficult than making it in the first place. As the emotional aftershocks continue spreading through every corner of Hope's life, the true impact of her decision may become impossible to contain. What began as a career move fueled by ambition, independence, and the promise of a fresh start is steadily transforming into something much more painful. The excitement that once surrounded her new opportunity could gradually fade beneath the weight of damaged relationships and growing emotional isolation. Each day that passes without reconciliation with Brooke may leave Hope feeling more disconnected from the woman whose support has always meant so much to her. Even moments of professional triumph could carry a bittersweet edge, reminding her of everything she had to sacrifice to reach this point. The higher her career climbs, the more she may feel the absence of the mother she desperately wishes was standing beside her. For Liam, the situation could become increasingly heartbreaking to watch. He never intended for Hope's life to unravel this way, and from his perspective, he only wanted to protect her from disappointment and help her find a better path forward. He believed he was encouraging strength and self-respect when he urged her to move on from Forrester Creations. Now, however, he may find himself facing a painful reality where every effort he made to support his wife is being viewed through a completely different lens. The gratitude and trust that once defined their partnership could slowly be replaced by doubt and frustration. No matter how many times Liam explains his intentions alone may not be enough to heal the wounds forming between them. Sometimes love is not damaged by a lack of good intentions, but by the unintended consequences those intentions create. As tensions continue to rise, small disagreements could begin carrying far more emotional weight than they normally would. Conversations that once ended with understanding may suddenly turn into arguments filled with unresolved pain. Simple discussions about work, family, or future plans could quickly spiral into emotional confrontations. Beneath every disagreement would be the same unspoken issue lingering in the background: the growing belief that one life-changing decision altered the course of Hope's future. Liam may become frustrated that Hope cannot see he was trying to help, while Hope may struggle to move past the feeling that she listened to the wrong advice at the most critical moment of her life. With every new conflict, the emotional distance between them could become increasingly difficult to ignore. Meanwhile, Brooke's disappointment may continue hardening into something far more permanent. What makes the situation especially tragic is that neither Brooke nor Hope ever expected to find themselves standing on opposite sides of such a painful divide. Their bond has survived countless challenges over the years, yet this betrayal could strike at something deeper than either woman anticipated. Brooke may feel that Hope abandoned not only a company, but also a legacy, a family connection, and a shared vision for the future. Every time Brooke thinks about what happened, her hurt could intensify rather than fade. The emotional wall between mother and daughter may grow taller with each passing day, making reconciliation seem more distant and uncertain. For Hope, that growing separation could become an emotional burden she carries everywhere she goes. There may be nights when she lies awake, replaying old memories, remembering happier times when Brooke celebrated every victory and offered comfort during every setback. Those cherished memories would stand in painful contrast to the cold silence that now defines their relationship. The realization that her mother views her choices as a betrayal could create a sense of loss that no professional success can erase. While others praise her accomplishments and congratulate her on her new venture, Hope may secretly feel as though something essential is missing. The applause of the fashion world cannot replace the approval of a mother whose opinion has always mattered. At the same time, Steffi's reaction threatens to add fuel to an already dangerous fire. Her anger over Hope's move could reignite old tensions that never truly disappeared beneath the surface. Long-standing rivalries have a way of resurfacing when emotions run high, and this situation provides more than enough emotional ammunition for new confrontations. Every disagreement between Steffi and Hope could create fresh complications for the people around them. The professional fallout may soon evolve into personal conflicts that affect family gatherings, shared responsibilities, and the fragile peace everyone has worked so hard to maintain. What starts as a business dispute could quickly become a family crisis. Caught in the middle of all this chaos, Liam may find himself facing pressure from every direction. He will want to defend Hope, support her dreams, and stand by her side through the storm. Yet, he may also recognize the damage being done to relationships that once seemed unbreakable. The more he attempts to fix things, the more complicated the situation could become. Every effort to help may unintentionally create new misunderstandings. Every attempt to bring people together may expose fresh wounds that have yet to heal. Before long, Liam could find himself exhausted by the impossible task of keeping everyone happy while his own marriage begins showing signs of strain. What makes the future especially uncertain is that none of these conflicts exist in isolation. Brooke's heartbreak affects Hope. Hope's pain affects Liam. Liam's struggles affect the family around him. Steffi's anger creates new divisions that ripple outward into every relationship connected to the situation. Each emotional wound feeds the next, creating a chain reaction that threatens to pull everyone deeper into conflict. As the pressure continues mounting, even the strongest bonds may find themselves tested beyond their limits. The question is no longer whether there will be consequences for Hope's decision. It is how severe those consequences will ultimately become. As this dramatic story continues unfolding, Hope and Liam stand at a crossroads that could define the future of their marriage. Love may still exist between them, but love alone is sometimes forced to battle resentment, regret, disappointment, and emotional exhaustion. The road ahead appears filled with obstacles, and every new challenge threatens to push them further apart. Whether they emerge stronger from the struggle or find themselves overwhelmed by it remains to be seen. What is certain, however, is that Hope's decision to change fashion houses has set powerful forces into motion, and those forces are only beginning to reveal their full impact. In the weeks and months ahead, relationships will be tested, loyalties will be questioned, and hearts may be broken as the consequences of one life-changing choice continue sending shockwaves through the lives of everyone involved.